Hey, hey, hey. Hey, y'all. What is up, everybody? How are you guys doing? How are my beautiful butterflies? I miss you all. I know it has been a minute since I've done a video. And of course, your girl over here now is trying to fix this lighting real quick. Hold on a second. I don't know why I keep getting this glare from this angle, but I think I got it. Hold on a second. I just kind of have to cut the top of my head off a little bit, but let me push it back. So how have you guys been? I miss you all. I just wanted to come on and check on you all and see how my sisters are doing, and just to kind of give you all another update and tell you how things have been going with me. And I'm just excited to, hear from you guys. And you all are just so wonderful. I thank you all for the responses and all of the feedback and the comments and the encouragement. And, you all have been so wonderful and so supportive. And I really, really appreciate it. I want to also thank you guys for, letting me know where you're from, and just kind of giving me an update on your story and how you're coming along, and, all of the questions that you all have. I'm just really grateful to have a community of people, that really, support and pray for one another and love one another. I just think that is amazing. So before I get into this video, I'm going to do two parts, because there's just so much I got to bring you all up to speed on. And I want to see about how you all have been doing. And I just kind of have a plethora of information and different little things that I want to talk about. So, I don't even really have a starting point. I'm just going to just go because there's a lot that's been happening. And I am actually recuperating from an episode that went on with me, and y'all, it's just been rough. But even through, the storm, we, I just, you got to keep going, you get through it, and you just keep moving. It's not really, a whole lot to it. You go through what you go through, and then you just keep it moving. That's really all you can do. So where do I begin? I had an episode last week, and I don't know what it was. I can tell you what I think it was, but I could be completely wrong. Completely wrong. Before I get into my situation, I wanted to send out a couple of shout outs to, a couple of my CP moms that I've been talking with, and I have met some really wonderful people. I wanted to say a special thank you to a couple of my CP moms. And I know this particular person won't mind me saying her name openly, but her name is Gwen. And she and I have connected. She is a CP mom, of course. And she has been amazing. And when I say that, listen, even though I'm the one that's doing the videos and things like that and sharing my story and, bringing awareness and things like that, I'm still in a learning stage. I never want to stop learning. I never want to stop, gaining information and, just listening to other people and just hearing, what their experiences has been and what they've gone through, because there are women who have been doing this a lot longer than me. And Gwen is one of those women. She's further along than I am, and she's experienced some things, and I've had, a ton of questions for her, and she's been humble and gracious enough to, answer those questions and, to to help me, because I'm still growing, I'm still learning. This, pregnancy, you learn about things as you go through the process. And I know everybody experiences are different, but then a lot of our experiences are very similar too because of the type of pregnancy we have. So I just wanted to say thank you to her and thank you to um, many other CP moms that I've been talking to who has advised me about symptoms that I've been going through and what it is that I have and what it is that I'm dealing with that I really wasn't sure, like I said, everybody's not comfortable with their name being mentioned, so I won't say everyone's name, but you know who you are. So I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you. And I know I have another CP mom that I talk to often. Her name is Jamie. And, she's just always in dialogue with me. She's just like, hey, sis, how you doing? And I have other CP moms that are like that, too. It's not just her. But I'm just saying her name specifically because I know she wouldn't mind me actually saying her name on the video. So, we all have our struggles, and she's just always consistent with checking on me and seeing how I'm doing. There are times where I can't always respond right away, and even when I do respond, she's just right there, So I just appreciate the friendships that I've developed, and I pray that I continue to connect with more CP moms in that way. So those are just a few names that I felt comfortable, saying openly. And again, they are not the only ones. I've talked to quite a few CP moms on a daily basis, through social media. So, but I do want to say, I am planning to do a meet and greet. Gwen is going to be one of the first moms that I meet up with. And she is from the ATL. And I know there was another CP mom that I spoke with. I had to go back to my videos and see what her name is. They told me she was from Washington, D.C. But I'm going to be trying to travel to the ATL. And I have family out there too, so that I can meet up with my CP mom. She and I have really, really connected, and she has a lot of wisdom and things like that. So, I really want to make my first meet and greet, with her. So anyone that is from that area, when I make my final plans to head that way, I'm not sure like what hotel I'm going to be staying at or whatever like that, but I will share the information with you, and when Gwen and I talk, we'll decide like where we're going to meet for dinner, and if you all want to meet up with us when we do make the final plans to come together, you are more than welcome to come. And like I said, if you can't travel, if you can't make it, if I don't go live, I'm going to still record everything. I'm going to vlog my road trip. I'm going to vlog our first encounter. I'm going to vlog where we're eating at. And of course, I'm going to record our conversation regarding pregnancy. Now, everything is not going to be recorded because, we're going to have our personal time, getting to know one another. But in regards to CP, I'm going to definitely be posting that, and that's going to probably be my first meet and greet. And then I'm just going to try and expand it from that point on. Now, of course, traveling is not really comfortable for me right now because obviously I'm sort of immobile. So I don't know how I'm going to travel just yet. Like I said, I have to pray about it and plan it out and all that. But that's my, I don't know if it's going to be for the holidays. I don't know. I haven't decided, but that's my decision on where I'm going to go for my first meet and greet. It's going to be in Atlanta. So, and I am almost 10 hours away, but I'm going to take the trip. If I'm spearheading this, I don't want, anybody to have to come to me. I will go to them. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. Last week I had an episode, and again, I don't know, it just came from out of nowhere. I mean, I already have problems sleeping at night. And, so I toss and turn all night up until the next morning on a regular basis. That's nothing new. Every now and again, I might be able to go to sleep and rest for about 4 or 5 hours, but it's rare because in between getting up and going to the bathroom and then trying to get settled again and get comfortable, it's just a lot. And if the babies are in a certain position, you can't lay a certain way. Y'all know, y'all already know how it is. But anyway, so last Thursday, it was probably like 5 o'clock in the morning. Of course, I got up to go to the restroom like I normally do. And I was using the restroom, and then all of a sudden, I started having these really, really bad abdominal pains. And first, it was a little crampy or whatever. So, I was like, that's weird. And so, I'm thinking it's just going to pass or whatever. And then I noticed that it started to get worse. Like the pain really, really, really started to increase to the point where, I don't know. I mean, it just went from 0 to 10, like in a matter of seconds. And so I'm sitting there, and my daughter is in the next room. And I know she's sound asleep, so if something happened, I knew she wouldn't hear me. So I was like, let me just, I didn't have a choice but to sit there anyway because I could not move. Like, the pain was so gripping. I just could not move. And I felt the baby on the left. I don't know if the baby was shifting or if the baby was trying to reposition. I do not know what was going on, but I know in that moment, I prayed and I said, Lord, if it is time for me to deliver and have these babies, I'm ready. Like, if I felt like I needed to push, I was going to push. The pain was really, really bad, but I wasn't fearful. I was ready. I'm like, God, please let these babies come. Please. Like, I was ready, and I was just like, I know you got me. I wasn't afraid. And I really, really thought that was happening because when I tell you I couldn't move, I couldn't get up off the toilet or anything. I had to sit there for like 30 minutes. And so the longer I sat, the more intense the pain got. So I was like, I gotta get up because I wanted to try to get in the shower and stuff because at this point I'm like, I think I need to go to the hospital. So I tried to stand up and go to, back into my bedroom. I couldn't. I had to, sit back down again. So eventually I did get up and make it to my bedroom, but I had to sit on my bed and just not move. Like I was like, I mean, the pain was like I was bent over in pain. And so I was calling my daughter from my cell phone for like maybe 30 minutes. And you mind you, this is 5 something in the morning. She's sound asleep and she didn't hear her phone ring. So I was calling her from like 5:45 to like 6 something in the morning. And she finally picked up the phone. I was like, I want to say my baby's name. I was like, I need you to come in the room. I think I'm having labor pains. She's like, what? So she comes in the room and I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I need to, pack my bag for the hospital. So we started packing my bag for the hospital. She's like, you want to call grandma? You want to call, this person and that person? I was like, no, I don't want anybody to panic right now. Let's just see if we can just get out the door and things like that. So long story short, from about 5 to like 7, from like 5 a.m. to like 7 a.m., I was going through these false labor pains or whatever you want to call it. But I was able to, the pain didn't subside until like an hour and a half later. And so by that time I was able to stand up and go in the bathroom and get cleaned up and, get in the shower and stuff like that. And she's like, Ma, you still think you need to go to the hospital? I was like, I don't know. I was like, I still don't feel right. I said, the pain has subsided, but I don't feel right. Like, I'm still really, really uncomfortable. I said, let's just, get ready for work. And if the pain comes back, then we can just take a detour and just go to the hospital. I'll just take my bag in the car with us. And if it happens again, we'll just go to the hospital. She's like, okay. So, obviously, I made it through the day. and I didn't have to end up going to the hospital, but I have not felt right since last week. Even now, I've not felt the same. It's something has shifted. I don't know what it is. And when I say I don't feel right, meaning I know the babies have repositioned, but it's almost like, I don't know if it's a growth spurt. But, I was talking to one of my CP moms, and she was like, you may have been experiencing Braxton Hicks labor pains or whatever. I guess it's false labor pains. And I was like, yeah, so then, I looked it up and things like that, and it sounded like that's probably what it was. But I've not felt the same since then, and it's I don't know, it's just a lot, walking for me, as I've always shared with you guys, has always been a challenge. I could take a few steps, but then after that, that's a wrap. I can't do it. So that has increased. That level of being uncomfortable walking has gotten worse, unfortunately. I had another episode. When I say episode, I was last night, and I'm also going. Now I'm telling you this because I share this with you guys because I want to know if you all have any suggestions, or if you all have been experiencing something like this. And like I said, one of my other CP moms that I've spoken with, Gwen, she has gone through this many times, and she was just telling me, what it was and what her experience was and things like that. So that was really, really refreshing and good to hear, because I was like, I don't know what's going on. So now what I've been experiencing, and I've been experiencing this for a while, and I'm supposed to go to my heart doctor to get an EKG and to try to find out what's happening. But I have this thing now where I'm having a hard time breathing. Like when I'm up and about throughout the day, and like I'm sitting up and talking now, I'm fine. But it's only when I lay down to rest where I feel like I'm gasping for air, or I don't have enough oxygen, or I'm just short of breath. Like it wakes me. When I try to doze off, I end up waking back up because I have to go like. I literally have to do that to catch up on getting air, and my lungs get filled with fluid, it feels like, and I have to keep clearing my throat. And then even after I clear my throat, I can feel like the phlegm or fluid or whatever you want to call it builds right back up again. So last night I didn't sleep at all. I mean, my husband and I were up. He was, I guess he really couldn't sleep because I think he was trying to keep an eye on me. And I was talking to him, and he was like, and not that my husband is like nonchalant about my situation. He's not. I just don't think men respond the same way women do. But he asked me, he was like, "You want to go to the hospital?" And that's rare for my husband because he's just not one to just, he doesn't panic about things. He's just real laid back. But he asked me, he's like, "You want to go to the hospital? Are you okay?" And for him to ask me, do I want to go to the hospital, it must have been pretty bad, because that's not always his first response when I'm dealing with something. I mean, he always will ask, am I okay? And if I need anything. But he's like, "You need to go to the hospital." And I was like, I think I probably should go. And I'll be honest, y'all, the reason why I didn't go, or have not gone yet, is because when you've gone through so much with this process, you got to be mentally prepared to go to the hospital or to the doctor, at least for me. And it's not a fearful thing. It's just, I don't want to go. And I know that everything is not related to my pregnancy. It really could be something else. So what I did do is I made an appointment to see my cardiologist. And they're going to do an EKG and, check my lungs. And if, obviously, if I feel like it's continuing to get worse, then of course I'll go. But like I said, I only experience this when I'm laying down or, but other than that, I'm fine. Like, I don't, oh, and of course, when I'm walking, y'all, when I tell you I got to get out of my vehicle after I come home from work and go into the house, y'all, I just sit in my car like, God, please, please just help me. Because I have a lot of steps. And y'all, it's like, these babies are so heavy. And it's like carrying a ton of bricks with you everywhere you go. And I always use this example. Have you all ever worked somewhere and you had a shipment of Xerox paper coming to your office, and you had to, you know how they have that hard plastic around the box so you can put your fingers up under it and lift the box up and move it to where you need to take it? Well, I always use the analogy of hauling a box of Xerox paper everywhere I go. That's how heavy I feel. You ever feel how heavy a box of Xerox paper is? I'm not talking about one pack of paper that you take out of the box. I'm talking about the entire box filled with the paper on the inside. That's how heavy I feel when I walk. And so to have to maneuver out of the car, up the steps, I literally have to sit down as soon as I get up the last flight of my stairs. And that's why when I come home and I have one place that I'm stationary, because if I don't have to move, I don't move. And of course, when I'm getting ready to turn in for the night, I have to go, to my bedroom. And so when I go up to my bedroom and sit down on my bed, I mean, I feel like my heart is going to come out of my chest. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that, but if you are, please share with me if you have any thing that you can do to minimize the, I don't know, I don't even know what to say, just the level of uncomfortability or whatever. I don't know. I don't know, but it feels like my heart is going to come out of my chest. I'm breathing so hard trying to catch my breath because that's how heavy these babies are. And like I said, I've gained a lot of weight over the last, 4 or 5 years, and especially the last 2 years because of the, 2 or 3 years because of the pregnancy. Like, this is the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life. I mean, I've always been a, full-figure woman, but I've never outgrown my clothes within months at a time. I mean, obviously that's what happens when you get pregnant, but y'all, it's just been rough. It has, and like I said, I'm a very transparent person, and I'm not, like I said, down and out, but I just share my experiences because I know we all go through difficult moments, with this pregnancy. So, I would be remiss if I, always came on here and was, like, oh, it's all well, and it is, but I go through just like everybody else. But I don't stay there. I have those difficult times, but I get through it. So, yeah, it's just so hard. Even with, taking a shower, I have to use, and I don't know if this will help somebody, and I don't get embarrassed easily. I just don't, because life happens to everybody, and everybody's situation is different, and everybody's situation has to be accommodated differently. So I hope this will help someone. I was having problems last year with standing for a long time because of the pressure in my back, and that because the babies were so heavy. So I had to go get a shower chair and use that to sit down to assist me when I shower because I couldn't stand the whole time. And I was suffering. I mean, it was very, very hard for me. It would just take me like almost an hour to make sure I was, you know, showering properly, because I won't go anywhere or do anything without that. Anybody that knows me know I don't play with that area. So if I can't take care of myself, then I don't go nowhere. I don't do nothing. That's I don't. Mm-mm. So I was like, I gotta get me a chair, and so I had to break down and get me a shower chair. And y'all, guess what happened? I gained like okay. At first, when I was using it, it was like it was stable, and I was like okay. And then like after a couple of months, I sat in it. I noticed that the legs were like start going down and kind of like stretching out. I was just like, am I really picking up weight to that capacity? Yeah, I'm telling you. I was just like, seriously? Y'all, I almost broke the chair in half. My butt print was embedded in the plastic part of the seat. It was like this. It was like this. Like you can see the shape of my butt in the seat because I had picked up more weight. So I had to get a more sturdier chair. And this chair is much better. I don't have that problem. But if y'all want to make sure that you're not going to fall in the shower, or you want to make sure that you have that you're clean in a way where you're comfortable when you shower, because everybody ain't small that has this pregnancy. And so we got some full figure women like myself and other people, and y'all, we gotta do what we gotta do to make sure we get every area, if y'all know what I mean. So I use a shower chair, and it literally has saved my life. Like it's so relaxing. I don't have to feel stressed. I don't that my body doesn't feel, because before I got my chair, after I got out the shower, I if I was planning to go somewhere, it would take me an extra hour to recoup from the shower. Like seriously, it would, because it's a chore to get dressed as it is. It's already hard enough to get dressed as it is. So imagine fighting that fatigue and all that back pain and all that stress, trying to, get all of your good parts and stuff, and your back is on 10, on 100. So I was like, I gotta get me a shower chair. So that's what I did. And it's been amazing. And it's relaxing, and the chair is so comfortable, And so, one other thing I want to suggest to you guys, for my heavier women that's dealing with this pregnancy, when your bump gets bigger and your stomach gets bigger and your legs get bigger, when you go to clean yourself, like I'm just gonna say it, when you go to wipe your behind and you get your vaginal area and your feet, all of those places become harder to reach when you are bigger and when your bump is bigger. And so some people have back problems, and so your reach gets harder, and things like that. So that's where the chair comes in handy too. And what I mean by that is that if you're already standing, washing your arms and your upper body and whatever parts you can reach, by the time you do that, you're done. Like you're tired just from that. So just imagine. So what I would suggest, if you do get a shower chair, sit down and wash the parts that you can get from sitting, and reserve your energy for the other parts where you got to reach a little bit deeper, you got to stretch a little bit more so that you can get yourself clean. What I would also suggest you do is get a shower head that detaches, that the kind that you can use to rinse yourself off, with the hose or whatever like that. You can get it from anywhere, Walmart, Target, the regular shower head that detaches from the wall. And what I would also suggest that you get is you can get yourself a long scrub brush. The long brushes that you can use to help like clean your back and the clean areas that you can't reach. Like when you start getting bigger and your bump starts getting bigger, it's hard to clean your feet and get in between your toes because you can't bend down. So if you get you a scrub brush with a long handle, get you some body wash and put it on there, and you can clean your legs, you can clean your feet, you can clean your back, you can clean your butt, whatever you need to clean with that brush. It really helps, and you can do it while you're sitting in the chair. Yeah, I'm just being 100. I don't know how else to be, because the struggle is real, and I'm not one. My hygiene is everything. I don't play around with that. I don't play around with it. I never have. And just because I'm a big girl, that don't change my situation. I don't care how big I am. That's always my top priority, between, caring for my home to caring for myself. Anybody else, anybody that knows me already know. I mean, not that I got to prove anything, but, y'all, we got to take care of ourselves. We can't let ourselves go because, we got this situation. So there are ways to take care of yourself. If you need to get your shower chair, you can get your shower chair from Bed Bath & Beyond, I think, or maybe Lowe's, or either you can go to Home Depot. Just Google it, bath chairs. I mean, where you can get one from now. I'm almost 400 pounds. And I have just a regular upright chair with the back to it. And I'm tall, so I'm almost 6 feet tall. So, my chair, I'm gonna try to see if I can take a picture of it. And if I can remember, I'll take a picture of it in my next video, or maybe in this video, I'll try to add it. But if not, it's just a regular shower chair. So I don't know how I got off on that, but I just wanted to say, we got to keep ourselves up as much as we can, and we got to make sure that our hygiene is on point. Because when your thighs get bigger, your stomach get bigger, you got to clean up under your stomach. You gotta, when you go to the bathroom, you gotta use your baby wipes or whatever wipes you got to keep yourself up. And I know to some people that might be a lot, but it's real. And we're human. We all know that we can't stink. And we all know that we have to keep ourselves clean. So that's nothing to be ashamed or something embarrassing to talk about. It is what it is. And I'm not saying that should apply to just heavy women. That should apply to all women, whether you CP or not. But I'm specifically talking to this audience about it is because, we constantly gain weight. And, we have to make sure we keep up, and we have to buy new underwear and bigger bras, and we can't have a lot of pressure on our stomach. So stuff has to be like stretchy and spandex and all of that stuff. So I just wanted to put that out there. That's how we gotta roll. That's just a suggestion. You don't have to follow it or anything like that. But for me and how I do, I don't play no games. And I have my own private bathroom that I like to use because my husband uses the one that we have in our room. Because I've always just liked my own bathroom. But I've even had to switch and share the bathroom with him because the shower chair was taking up a lot of space in my bathroom, and my bedroom is bigger. So I even had to compromise and share the bathroom with my husband. I don't like it. And it's not that he's done anything wrong or whatever like that, but I'm just sort of, like I said, I'm very particular, and I like things a certain way, and my husband's just like, whatever. So that's the only reason why I like my own bathroom. But it don't even matter. As long as I can take care of me in the best way possible, I'm fine. Because when I tell you I don't play no games, I don't play no games. And it's good to use, I've always, and I know this might sound crazy, but I've always used men body wash. It just does well with my body chemistry. But you use whatever you like to use. I'm not going to tell you what to use or whatever like that. But I'm just saying that to say that body washes really, really work well because of the lather. They give you a lot of lather. And when you're sitting down and things like that, when you have a lot of lather, it's easier to wash your body because, you have the soap and the water and it, you can just kind of lather up pretty good. So sit down in your chair and get the areas you could get, and then when it comes to your private areas, that energy is reserved for you to really take more time to clean those areas. Okay, so my rant is over about your private parts. Okay, it's over. You get the idea. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna end this video, and I'm gonna do a part 2, and we're gonna talk about a few other things. So I'll see y'all in a minute.